Good morning, good morning, good morning, business owners. It's Sunday morning. It's your boy, Leon Street, in the house. And today's topic is, as if you didn't see already, and if you didn't know, how to use simplicity for more success in business. And today I really want to dig into, I guess, 7 key areas of what you can use in your life, in your business, to create more simplicity. And I guess more than anything, it's just to get you started, get things moving for you. If you struggle with too many things going on, not enough hours in the day, things that are overly complicated when you feel they should be more simple. That's what we're going to cover today. So I'm just checking in just to make sure the sound's working, because I know last time there was an issue. Okay, yeah, we got sound, we got sound, we got sound. Cool. So I want to kick off with the formalities. If this is the first time you're watching me and you're watching on YouTube, please remember to subscribe to the channel. And if this is the first time you watching me on Facebook, remember to give me thumbs up, give me some hearts, and make sure we're connected right here on Facebook as well. But anyway, today's topic, how to use simplicity for more success in business, as I mentioned already. But make sure you do subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're not subscribed already. Something like 90 videos on there covering marketing, sales, business success, mindset, and lots of other stuff in between that will help you to grow your business and elevate you to the next level. So let's kick off with this so you can see where I'm coming from when it comes to simplicity. Simplicity is the keynote of all true elegance. Yeah. And this is from Coco Chanel. And if you don't know who Coco Chanel is, you've probably seen or heard of the perfume Chanel, right? And it comes from Coco Chanel, who's the original creator of the brand. And I'm not going to dive into who she was and what she did, but what I do want to say is that she was an amazing designer, well respected, and created, I guess, a lot of innovation in women's design, especially clothing, early on. And I'm using this quote, and I've got another one coming up, so you can understand the context of what I'm talking about when it comes to simplicity in your life, in your business. So here's another one, and this one is from Steve Jobs. That's been one of my mantras: focus and simplicity. Simple can be harder than complex. Yeah, and that's from Steve Jobs. And so 2 great quotes, and I'm starting with these quotes to kind of just, as I said, add some context to what I'm talking about when it comes to simplicity. I think sometimes when we think of simplicity, we kind of underestimate its importance in business and in life. And the reason for that is a lot of us have probably got busy lives. We've got complicated lives. We've got many things going on. We've got so many moving parts. And it's at this point we don't really grab onto the fact that simplicity is something that, we can pursue and we can achieve. Good morning, Robin. Good morning, Magdalena. And the key thing that I want to get across today is that a lot of the time when we're not in a place of where things are simple, and we're in this place of simplicity, and we're in this place of, I guess, as I said, too many things going on, complication, and we start to come from this place of, we start to make excuses for the complication, for the busyness, for the fact that we can't simplify things down. And the thing that I want to get across here in what I'm going to share with you is how you can get back to this place of things being more simpler, if not, simple, and get into a place where you're okay with how things are, and that, as I say, it's a journey. So let's get into this, guys, and let's kick off with this step 1. So steps you can take to get back to more simplicity in your life and business. Be honest with yourself. Yeah. And it might sound easier said than done. And I'm going to explain here. When I say be honest with yourself, you've got to be honest and say, look, are things a bit hectic? Are things complicated? Is my life a bit kind of crazy? Which you may be. You may be going through those feelings, that experience right now. Everyone's different. But you've just got to be honest with yourself and look at like what's actually going on. Yeah, and say to yourself, like, do I need to pursue this type of life? Do I need to pursue this type of culture in my business, or this type of working in my business? And, a lot of the times we're going on autopilot. Yeah, and when we go on autopilot, we don't stop. Yeah, and lift our head up and see actually what's going on. Yeah, and see the road that we're headed down. And you probably hear people say, going through life with blinkers on, like the old horses and carts, where the horses would have those blinkers so they could only see directly ahead and not to the left or right and be distracted. Well, that's a problem when you're in business and things are complicated, because you'll keep looking ahead and you'll keep pursuing this, I guess, busy, complicated, not simplicity. You'll be focused on the things that are perhaps taking you off course in life and business. And so when you get honest with yourself, you may get a bit angry, you may get a bit frustrated, you may get a bit upset, because you'll start to look at what you've done in the past. And usually that's what it is. That's what you get angry with, and say, shit me, how could I have not seen that? How could I have carried on the way that I've been doing for the past day, week, month, year is probably more fitting for a lot of business owners watching this right now. And at that point, you start to realize that actually you need to lift your head up, and get your head out of the sand like an emu. Get your head up and look around more often, become more aware of what's going on, so that you can make the right decisions and get out of just busy, complicated, head in the sand, feeling like the world's on top of you, the weight of the world's on your shoulders, that type of thing. And just get back to, let me simplify things on what are the essentials. So it's really getting to the point where you are honest with yourself, and honest to the point where actually you don't make plausible excuses for why your life's so busy, or why you don't have enough hours in the day, or why this thing needs to happen and it needs to be so complicated. It's like, that's another sign. Yeah. And just be honest with yourself. A lot of the times things can be much simpler. So step two is take a look at your current routine. Yeah, and a lot of us don't do this. Like, we look at our routines and we think, oh yeah, I know what my week is usually like, I don't need to pay attention to it. And we drift into, I guess, most of the times, bad habits. And so if you identify what takes most of your time in your life, I'm not talking about your business at this point, what takes most of your time in your life, is it directly helping you to achieve better results? So when I say better results, is it helping you to achieve the life that you actually want to live? Yeah. Are you on, I guess, on path with the things that you want to create in your life? Yeah. The things you want to do, the relationships you want to have, the time that you want to spend. And the more that you look at your current routine, you identify, the things that are taking up most of your time. And some of these things that I'm guessing because I've been through it myself, these are probably bad habits. And some of these bad habits might push you into a place of unconsciously not even realizing. Yeah. And usually that's what bad habits are. The more unconscious, the more kind of deeper down, not in your conscious realm, because usually in your conscious realm, whatever you're doing at that point in time perhaps feels right, and you probably agreed with yourself that it's the right thing to be doing. And what you don't realize is that most of your actions are obviously directed by your unconscious. Yeah. And if you're not clear on what I'm talking about, just think, how do you keep breathing and your blood keep pumping around your body? Yeah. There's an unconscious system that actually keeps things going, even though you're consciously aware that that's actually happening. So look at what your current routine is, your current habits, the things that you do in your day to day. That will reveal to you a lot of things that are perhaps going on. And it's good, because you start to get to this place where you can label it, you can identify what's going on. And similarly, as I speak to and for business owners, you guys, my community, take a look at your business operations, because I guarantee whatever, things are complicated in your life, they're also happening in your business, because, there's the old saying, the way you do something is the way you do everything. So take a look at your business operations, identify what takes up most of your time. Is it directly helping you achieve more leads, more sales, more impact with your audience, with your community? Is it helping you fulfill your vision? Yeah. And these two areas, especially as business owners, are where you're going to find where you are wasting time, where you are justifying wasting time, where you're making excuses. And it's not this is why I said the first thing, you may get angry. You may get angry with yourself mostly, not other people, yourself, because you let it happen ultimately. If you come from a place of ownership and accountability, and it's important, because it's not about dwelling on being angry. It's not about dwelling on, oh, woe is me, frustration, depression, anxiety, all that kind of stuff. It's about awareness. and your ability, therefore, to act. Yeah. And I guess from my own experience and my own research, I don't know if you guys have ever come across any of the material from, Dr. Joe Dispenza. And he's got a great book, Breaking the Habit of Being You or Yourself. And it really is about creating your own reality. And we've all probably heard the term personality. Yeah. Well, if you actually break the word down, it's your personal reality. Yeah. And a lot of people say, oh, that person's got that personality and they'll never change. But the reality is that we are, in fact, actually always changing. I guess the values that we hold, again, there's a time where I guess you're going to have core values, but there's a time where other values will probably change and interchange between different experiences and situations. But the point I want to get to is that if you really want to be honest with yourself and move things forward in your life and your business, you need to understand that whatever your personality is and the things you're experiencing are a result of what you've created as your personal reality. And that's in part to your personality. And it's just like there's a famous quote by Muhammad Ali where he says, if you're the same person as when you were 30 and you're now 50, you've wasted 20 years of your life. And the thing is, change is constant, and change is something that you should definitely be proud of and embark upon. Yeah. And make sure that's part of your mantra for going forward. So take a look at your business operations. And I say this, and I'm spending time on this because quite often we don't do a self-analysis on ourselves or an analysis on our business. We just keep going. And it's easy to do because, you've got responsibilities, you've got bills, you've got, pandemic, you've got lockdown, you've got presidential elections, prime ministerial elections, all these distractions, all these different things that actually have no impact realistically for the majority of people, especially business owners, on your life and your business. Because, if you're focused on achieving your vision, really those things should not interfere with where you're going. They may play a part, but they shouldn't really take you away from what it is that you're here to deliver and the things that you're here to do. So take a look at your current routine and take a look at your business operations. So easy to ignore these guys, because why? Because you probably got a lot of complication in them, and it's not simplified, and there is not simplicity in them right now. And that's why most people are like, I don't want to look at that, right? But I'm telling you, this is where it starts. So what's number 4? Strip away what doesn't serve you. So literally strip away old routines, habits, relationships, technology. There's going to be so many things that have created complication in your life, but the more you strip away, the better it is for you. And I'll give you a few examples. So when Steve Jobs was doing the development of the iPhone back in 2004, 2005, when it first started, and then the first prototypes were starting to be presented to him by his designers and so on. There's the famous story that most people have heard where he actually then turned around to his designers and said to them basically, make it smaller, make it airtight. And I think what he actually did was he took the first prototype, or one of the early ones, and put it like in, I think it was like a fish tank or a fish bowl or some bucket of water or something, to prove that there was air inside. And when he put it in there, obviously there were air bubbles coming out. And so that was his, I guess, kind of light bulb moment, and I guess his genius to go back to his designers and say, make it smaller. There's still too much room in this device. And so the reason for sharing that story is that you need to understand what you've got to strip away, what doesn't serve you. And a lot of the times we make room for the bad habits, we make room for the bad relationships, because believe it or not, when you're in this place of, let's say, negativity and these bad experiences, sometimes it can feel like home, it can feel comfortable, it can feel, like the norm. And one of the key things is, once you've raised your awareness on yourself, your business, and you're clear, like, these are the things that I'm wasting my time on, or the people that I'm wasting my time with, and the actions I'm wasting my time on, like bad habits, you got to start to strip away those things. Yeah. And some people can go cold turkey. They can literally just go straight to it. Other people may take a bit more time. You may need to strip a few things away, pat yourself on the back, reward yourself a little, and then move on to the next thing that you're going to take away from your life. But when you start to strip these things away, remember to replace them with good things, good habits, good routines, better relationships, new relationships, differences in your approach to technology and how your business uses technology, whether it's for marketing, sales, or operations, yeah, or production. And so really start to look at what you need to strip away. So the next thing, step 5, we got 2 more coming up after step 5. So we got 7 for you today. So strip away what doesn't serve you. Yeah. So as I said, but the next one, step 5, is focus, focus, focus. So focus is 1 inch wide, 1 mile deep. This is the thing that a lot of people, they say to themselves, I guess in business, oh, I'm a jack of all trades. And the famous ending of that, which is a master of none. But in reality, you can be a jack of all trades. But if you're a jack of all trades to do with the thing that you're involved in, i.e. your market, your industry, your product, or simply your vision for your business, like that's the key. It's not the fact that you have the ability to diversify and move into, other key areas. I mean, if you look at some of the most famous investors like Warren Buffett, I mean, if you follow their course, they don't move too far out of their kind of boundaries when it comes to the types of businesses that they invest in. If you look at their lifestyle, they don't move too far out of their lifestyle of, what they used to. I'm sure it is Warren Buffett there was this picture of his home online and the home that he lives in and the car that he drives. And I remember seeing this picture online. It's probably done the rounds over the years, but I remember seeing it back a few years. And he lives in, Warren Buffett, he's, many times been in the top 10 most richest people in the world. And I'm sure, in fact, at some points, he's been like number 2 many times. A guy worth billions. But if you look at the home and the car that he drives, so the home he lives in, the car that he drives, you would class it as pretty kind of like middle class average, right? Because if you do look at it and you see it online, yeah, go to Google Images and look at Warren Buffett home, Warren Buffett car, and you'll see this guy lives very simple. Yeah, he doesn't live in excess, but yet he's like one of the most richest people in the world and literally could afford anything that he wanted to. Could freaking buy a rocket and go to the moon, I'm guessing. But the point I'm getting to is that, for us, people who aren't as rich or wealthy, right? Yet we have more complication than somebody who is able to achieve such great things with income generation and be able to buy anything he wants. And so what I'm saying to you is follow one course until successful. Go deep on what it is that you do. Like don't really get distracted with bright shiny objects. And this is something that you have to build up as a skill, as a habit, as a routine. Because when I was younger in my career as a business owner, I would pride myself on spinning many plates, having like 3 businesses going at once, and patting myself on the back, feeling like I was freaking Superman. In reality, none of them were doing exceptionally well. Yeah. And it was only at the point where I became honest with myself, like step 1 that I shared with you today, that I started to realize that I was just bullshitting myself. And it's easily done because, as human beings, we make excuses for our behaviors. And at the point of awareness and when it peaks and we change and we just simply become honest with ourselves, we stop bullshitting ourselves. We stop making excuses as much. I'll say, we still make excuses, but as much. And we start asking kind of the deeper questions of ourselves. And whenever you look at things, it really will come back down to focus. Because, I mean, I don't know about you guys, have you done meditation? Any of you done meditation? You can drop a comment below this video, guys. Let me know. Do you ever meditate? And here's the thing. Have you ever meditated? And even though you're focused on, let's say, even just quieting the mind, or you're focusing on a particular outcome that you want to achieve in your meditation, but your mind just wanders off. Yeah. But instead of just witnessing what your mind has wandered off to and let it pass and just fade away, even in the meditation, you can sometimes find yourself going with that thought, that idea, and you exploring, and before you know, you just wasted all this time following something that's so like crazy hypothetical just come to you, rather than pulling yourself back on. That's what life is like. And so if you've never meditated, you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but I'd recommend you do it. I know some people who've tried meditation can never achieve the point where they have quiet in their mind because they're just totally distracted, even in thought. That they've just not got the ability just to quieten themselves down. And if I go back to when I first started meditating properly, like really getting into it, like about 5 years ago, I guess 5-6 years ago, I would look for on YouTube 10-minute meditations on YouTube, because I thought I can't meditate for any longer than that. And in reality, it's because I wasn't willing to go deep and just quiet my mind for like more than 10 minutes. And so now, like I think literally every night before I go to, I actually fall asleep. I meditate just as I'm going to sleep, and I use it as um, almost like a challenge to myself, because at that point, I'm guessing when your head hits the pillow, most of you're really tired, because I get tired. But I use it as my kind of last challenge for the day, to find quietness in my mind and focus on an end result. And sometimes like I get to the point where I've finished my meditation. Other times I get to the point where I've literally fallen asleep. But I know at least my subconscious has been working on the thing that I was focused on, at least, right? Um, and Robin just commented, I don't meditate, I pray. Praying is a form of meditation. The one thing I like about meditation, though, is you accept full ownership. You don't just say to God, give me the strength. You know that you have the strength within you. And I think that's also another thing. Sometimes we abdicate responsibilities. So I appreciate what you're saying there, Robin. The reason why I do meditate, though, and perhaps when you pray, rather than asking for the strength, just know that the strength is already within you, and that way you take more ownership. So I appreciate your comment there, Robin. So focus of step 5. What is step 6? I'm sure most of you want to know. So compassion. Yeah, you got to have compassion for yourself. And what I mean by that is you're going to make mistakes. You're going to mess things up, even when you mean well. You're going to fall back into old ways. You're going to fall back into bad habits. But don't stay with those emotions long. Don't let them dictate the rest of how your day is going to end up, or the next hour, or the week, or the month, or the year. You know what? Some people do that in life. I've seen them. I've witnessed those types of people in my life, and I genuinely I feel empathy. I was going to say I feel sorry for them, but I feel empathy because, I've seen people who've gone through really bad experiences. It can be death of somebody that is close to you, who you really loved. Could be just somebody close. Doesn't matter the relationship. Somebody close to you. It can be, losing a job, a business failing, a marriage ending. So many different things that can happen, right? But the people who choose to stay with those emotions are the ones who usually end up with, I guess, really bad situations in terms of health, mindset, and just all of the crap that people experience. Sometimes it's because they've chosen to stay in that place of negative, sad emotions. And what happens is, we're physical beings, right? Physical. And so when something doesn't go well, we feel a certain way. We feel depressed. We feel bad. We feel achy. We feel sick. And these feelings are simply, past emotions that you've experienced, and you understand how to respond to something. And believe it or not, your body chooses to react. And I'll give you a quick example. Have you ever been scared, like really genuinely scared, and the hairs on the end, like your hairs stand on end on your body? Yeah. And it's because you're in fight or flight. Your body knows how to react. Yeah. And people say, oh, it's just like a natural animal instinct. Well, look at all the other things that happen to you around depression, anxiety, not feeling good, frustrated, all those things. Your body knows how to react. And what you got to understand is that unconsciously, you've trained your body to react that way to those certain situations. And when you stay in that place, when you stay with those emotions, keep that state, it really messes you up, because you're not designed to be in fight or flight. Are you depressed, anxious, and going through those things constantly? You're actually designed to be in a place of bliss more than the other ones, right? And the fight or flight is really meant to be temporary. But what happens is when you put your body under stress, because that's what it is, when you put your body under those stress emotions, it really takes a toll on you. So what I'm saying to you guys is, just know it's more than just your head. Yeah, you've trained how you feel and react, and that can have dire consequences. I know there's people I've experienced in my lifetime, yeah, in different relationships, where they've let bad experiences turn them sick, turn them ill. Yeah. And to the point where I know some people have, either turned to like alcoholism because they don't know how to deal with things. So they take alcohol or drugs to kind of numb the feelings and get away from something bad. But I'm here to tell you, just be compassionate for yourself, because these things, they are going to challenge you. They're not going to be great, but you coming out the other side of them will be great, and you will create the life that actually you intend to, and that is meant for you. Yeah, you're not meant to be, as I said, into these negative or bad emotions, fight or flight. And for me, that's why I shared the two quotes from Coco Chanel and Steve Jobs. Simplicity, it's such a great pursuit, but it has a lot of difficulty in it. It has a lot of complication in it because we're in it as human beings with all these emotions and different things. So be compassionate for yourself. Like, just understand it's going to be difficult, but understand you'll come out the other side. Yeah. Bad experiences are temporary. Yeah. Just as good ones are. So focus on just coming out of it and coming out the other side. Don't stay there long is my advice. Don't dwell on it. Don't get other people to encourage kind of bad experiences and, oh, woe is me. And you start building up a fan club of, oh, woe is me. And people, who just want to either be in that place themselves or see you in that place. So just be mindful of that, guys. So final one, step 7, as if you didn't know already, how to use simplicity for more success in business and life, guys. Commitment and dedication. The long game will serve you more than short-term thinking. So what I'm saying by this is all the steps that I've shared with you up until this step 7. And for those of you who jumped on late, watched the video late, just go back and watch the beginning of this video. I'm telling you to do so because those 6 steps that have come before step 7 are very important. But the point I want to get to with step 7 is, look, nothing happens without commitment and dedication. And I'm talking about long term, talking like 5, 10, 20, 30 years dedication to the pursuit of simplifying what you have in your life. And it might seem long and it might seem like, wow, really? But look at some of the most successful people who are your heroes, the people you look up to, and look at their work, look at the things they've done in their life. And I'm guessing when you look at those things, and it'll probably be documented somewhere, or you may have some idea of how they achieved or done the things that they've done. But look at it, because I'm guaranteeing you, most of these things will have been done over a significant amount of time. It won't have been done over like 1 year. You hear the term, especially in business, overnight success. And when you look at a person's story, you usually see it's anything from like 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years of hustle, grinding, and effort, commitment, dedication. And this is what I'm saying to you. You are your most important project in your life. You are the highest priority. I know a lot of people say, oh, it's my family and I do this for this. That's probably just motivation, guys. You are the number one priority, because without you, your family don't experience the greatness and the reward that you bring to their lives. And so I'm saying this so that you understand that the more in tune you are with simplifying what you do, your approach to relationships, your approach to work, your approach to technology, your environment, time, all these things, that's where you will truly find success. And look, it isn't easy, but what life would you rather? Would you rather the one of distraction and complication, or would you rather the life of simplicity and in your pursuit of happiness? Yeah. So guys, hopefully you've enjoyed these 7 steps that I've shared with you today. I got one final quote: 3 rules of work. Out of clutter, find simplicity. From discord, find harmony. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. Albert Einstein. Yeah. And I guess when you look at life, or you look at business, that's what it is. Out of clutter in life or business, find simplicity. Yeah. Because in clutter, you'll just find more clutter. From discord, things not going so well, you'll find harmony. And in the middle of difficulty lies the opportunity. And the reason for that is very simple, guys. As you've simplified things down, you'll start to see what was always there for you, the opportunities, yeah, the things that you probably craved but just eluded you. So anyway, guys, even I'll get my words out. I'm hoping you can take what I've shared with you today, and you can start to find more simplicity in your approach to life, in your approach to business, and just take things to the next level. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you're watching this on Facebook, guys, I really appreciate you genuinely for watching, supporting. For those of you listening on the podcast, on iTunes, Stitcher, all over the place, what is it? Just trying to think of some of the other, Spotify, there we go. Thank you, really appreciate you guys. You mean a lot to me. And I guess, with understanding my purpose, which is helping business owners to go to that next level, it's knowing that what I share with you can make a difference to your life, and ultimately it will, so long as you apply it, right? It's like anything, you can have the greatest book in life that can help you achieve the thing that you want to get through, but if you don't apply it, well, happy reading. Anyway, guys, It's Sunday morning here in the UK, and no matter where you are in the world, if it's morning, afternoon, or evening, you know, set your week up ahead for success. Don't be distracted by other things going on around you, what don't actually help you achieve what it is that you want to do in life. Just keep pushing forward, because all the other stuff is drama, and we don't have to believe the lies we tell ourselves. And we do tell ourselves a lot of lies, whether to let ourselves off the hook or to justify a decision we're going to make. So finally, guys, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go to leonstreet.com/YouTube, and you will be redirected to my YouTube channel where you can subscribe. The more subscribers I have, the more that I know I am impacting the world and making a difference. So if there's somebody who needs to see these types of videos and the videos that I put out, suggest this URL, send it to them in a message, get them to subscribe. The more people, the merrier. And on that note, guys, I'm going to go and enjoy some breakfast. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I hope the week ahead is productive. And if you are challenged, if you are finding things difficult right now, simply reach out to me. Drop me a message, drop me a comment. I will reply. I do check all of them individually myself, and I will come back to you and help you as best as I can. Take care. Have a great one. Bye-bye.